Let us start a new topic, that is combinations. Now we know what permutations are. Permutations are all about arrangements, right? So we solved a lot of questions based on arrangements. Now combinations are about selecting things. So it is about selections or choosing things, right? For example, I need to choose two numbers out of these 10 natural numbers. So I need to find ways of choosing two numbers out of these 10. And what was arrangements? For example, let us take a simpler example first. For example, I have got these three letters and I have to arrange two out of these three. Then we said the number of ways can be 3p2, or the other way that we studied arrangements were these fundamental principle of counting. So we said that out of these three, I have got three options to fill this space and two options to fill this space when the repetition is not allowed. So there were 6 ways, and we calculated it through this formula also, that 3 factorial divided by 3 minus 2 factorial, that came out to be 6 only. So if I ask you what kind of arrangements were these, what kind of these arrangements were there? So one of the arrangements would have been AB, another was BC, another was, I have to arrange two out of these three, right? So what are possible arrangements? AB, BC, then CA, then what would have been possible? BA, CB, AC. So these were the possible 6 arrangements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now see, these are arrangements. Now if I ask you to choose two out of these three letters, I am asking you to select or choose two out of these three letters. Now you can choose AB, you can choose BC, you can choose AC. Can you also select BA? This doesn't have any meaning because I have already selected AB. So this doesn't have a separate meaning. This would have been a separate case in case of arrangements, because there was the value of the order in permutations, right? AB is a different arrangement, BA is a different arrangement, but AB and BA are not two different selections, right? And if you compare this number of arrangements 6 and number of ways of selecting two out of these three is 3. So what I am doing is I am dividing this 6 with 2, or 2 factorial. What is this 2 factorial? This is the number of ways these two can arrange themselves, right? Number of arrangements of these among themselves. So AB and BA became two different cases. So if I divide these number of arrangements by this factor by which these are arranging among themselves, then I'll be able to depermute it and to find the number of selections, right? Let us take one more example and then you will be more clear. Let us say I've got A, B, C, D, right? I have to permute, or I have to arrange 3 out of these 4 in a row, right? And these are all distinct, okay? Repetition is not allowed. So in how many ways did I do that? I said that first place can be filled in 4 ways, second in 3 ways, third in 2 ways. So I said these were 24 total number of ways we could arrange 3 out of these 4 distinct letters. And the formula for this we said was 4 factorial divided by 4 minus 3 factorial, that was 24, right? So these were 24 ways. And what kind of ways are these? These are A, B, C, right? Then B, C, A, then C, A, B, or A, B, D. I am not going to write all of these, B, D, A. So these kind of arrangements were there. These were 24 arrangements. Out of these, if you see A, B and C, if I ask you in how many ways A, B and C can arrange among themselves, you will say in 3 factorial ways. So out of these 24, 6 arrangements are such where I've got A, B, C in different places. So what arrangements are these? A, B, C, B, C, A, C, A, B, and 3 more arrangements, right? Right. So 6 arrangements are there in which A, B, C arrange among themselves, and 6 arrangements will be there in which A, B, D will arrange among themselves. Similarly, A, B, C, A, B, D are covered. So B, C, D, these 3 letters will arrange themselves in 6 ways, right? So total 18 till now, and another one that is left is A, B, C, B, C, D, A, C, D is left. So these 3 letters will arrange among themselves in 6 ways. So if I wanted to select 3 letters out of these 4, select, right? So A, B, C is one selection. B, A, C cannot be a separate selection, right? Because I already selected A, B, C. So this is not a separate selection. Similarly, A, C, B is not a separate selection. So A, B, C arranged themselves in 6 ways or 3 factorial ways. So all of these will not be valid selections. Only one selection is valid, that is ABC. Another selection can be ACD. Another selection will be BCD, right? These are valid selections. But all other arrangements of B, C and D among themselves will not be considered. So what else? BCD is taken, ACD is taken, ABD. This is another selection. Now the number of ways these arrange among themselves will not be considered. So what I am doing here, these are 4 number of ways, 4 ways I can select 3 out of these 4 letters. So if you see 24 and 4 here, so if I divide this 24 by a factor in which these arrange among themselves, so 24 divided by 3 factorial will give me this answer, which is number of selections. So I am essentially depermuting them. First we were arranging them, now I am cancelling that arrangement, right? This is only selection. So what I am doing is I am dividing, if we talk about in terms of, now number of ways of selecting R things out of N things can be denoted by NCR. This is number of ways of selecting R things out of N things, where R is obviously less than equal N and greater than equal 0. You can select 0 things also. Okay, so these are number of ways of selecting, and number of ways of arranging were NPR, right? Now to find number of ways of selections, I divide it by R factorial, right? Okay, so once I choose these R from these N, what is NCR? Number of ways of choosing R things out of N things. Let me show you here. So when I say that you choose 3 things out of these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you choose 3. So there were 4 ways of choosing these. Now if I multiply this 4 with 3 factorial, I'll get all the arrangements that are possible in these, right? Total arrangements I'll have, because this is 6 into 4 will give me these 24 arrangements, these 24 arrangements. So if I multiply the number of ways of selecting things by the permutation that are possible among them, or arrangements that are possible among them, then I'll get the number of ways of arranging things. So I am establishing a relation between NCR, which is number of ways of selecting R things out of N different things, with number of ways of arranging R things out of N different things. The relation is that I have to divide it with R factorial to obtain this. So I can, in other words, say NPR is equal to R factorial into NCR, right? And what was the formula that we derived for NPR? It was N factorial divided by N minus R factorial. So it is equal to R factorial into NCR. So we can write NCR equals N factorial divided by R factorial into N minus R factorial. Right? So this is about combinations or selections. Okay, now this is the formula for selections or combinations. All right, now look at this formula. NCR means number of ways of selecting R things out of n different things. And what will be NCN minus R? It will be number of ways of rejecting. If I can select R things out of n things, it is equivalent to saying I am rejecting n minus R things. If somebody says you need to select 3 things out of 7 things, you need to select 3 things out of 7 things, then can you select these 3 things by rejecting 4 things? So both are same things, right? Both are equivalent statements. So NCR and NCN minus R have to be equivalent. Let us see if they are equal or not. So NCN minus R is going to be equal to n factorial divided by n minus R factorial, right? This is the formula. NCR means what? N factorial divided by R factorial into difference of these n minus R factorial here. So similarly we will apply this formula here. So n factorial divided by n minus R factorial into n minus R factorial, right? So it will be equal to n factorial divided by n minus R factorial, and this is what? This n will get cancelled and this minus will become plus. So it will be R factorial here, which is the same formula as this. So number of ways of selecting R things out of n things is equal to number of ways of rejecting n minus R things out of n things. Or in simple numbers, if you see, if I have got 7 things and I want to select 3 things out of it, I can select 3 things or reject 4 things. Both should be same. So essentially what I am saying is 7C3 will be equal to 7C4. Okay. Alright, now let us confirm this or verify this. We have already verified that NCR is equal to NCN minus R. So this is a specific result out of this general result. But let us see some of the things. NCR is equal to NCN minus R. So if I am taking N as 7, R as 3, so I can write it as 7C, 7 minus 3, that is 4. So yes, these are equal. And if you want to verify them by applying this formula, you can do that, because 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial, then 7 minus 3 factorial will be your left hand side. And what is there on right hand side? 7 factorial by 4 factorial into 7 minus 4 factorial. So if you see, this is 3 factorial, this is 4 factorial, and this is 4 factorial, this is 3 factorial. So yes, the results are same. So let us write the formula once again. NCR is equal to n factorial divided by R factorial into n minus R factorial. If I have to select 0 things, let us say NC0, what will be it? N factorial by 0 factorial into n minus 0 factorial. So it will be n factorial by n factorial, it is equal to 1. So what are the number of ways of selecting 0 things out of n things? It should be equal to number of ways of rejecting all n things, right? Let us see NCN. So it will be n factorial by n factorial into n minus n factorial. So this is 0 factorial, which is 1. So n factorial will be cancelled here. This is equal to 1. So NCN is nothing but NC0. Number of ways of selecting 0 things is number of ways of rejecting all the things. So it is equal to 1. It can be done in only one way, that you reject all the things. So these are certain things that you need to keep in mind. One more important thing is that if NCX, where x is obviously less than equal to n, right? If NCX is equal to NCY and y is also less than n, if this is the case, then either x will be equal to y, which is a normal thing to say. NC3 will definitely be equal to NC3, right? So either these have to be equal, or x plus y should be equal to n. X plus y should be equal to n, because I said that NCR is equal to NCN minus R. So if I add this and this, it should get me the total number of objects, right? r plus n minus r should be equal to total number of objects, that is n. So either the sum of these x and y should be equal to n, or the other possibility is that these are equal. So if such a statement is given, then I will say this implies either x is equal to y, or other possibility is that the sum of x and y is equal to n. Okay. One more thing that I'll be using then in this exercise, while I do the exercise, if I have got 7c5, right, I'll write it as 7c2, okay, without even thinking twice. Why? Because these are equal. First of all, selecting 5 things or rejecting 2 things out of 7 are both equivalent statements, number one. Secondly, when I need to calculate 7c2 or 7c5, what I am essentially doing is I am calculating this expression, 7 factorial by 5 factorial into 2 factorial. Similarly, in this also I will be calculating 7 factorial by 2 factorial into 5 factorial. So expressions are same. But if you notice, if I write this as 7 into 6 into 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial into 2 factorial, so I can cancel these, right? So 7c5, what I'll do is I'll write it, the numerator, up to 2 steps, 7 into 6, 7 into 6, and write in the denominator 2 into 1. Okay. Other way was that I can write the numerator in 5 steps, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then in the denominator I could have written 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Even then I will get the same result here. So what I'll be considering, I'll always consider 7c5 as 7c2, because in my mind I will go up to 2 steps in the numerator, 7 into 6, and in the denominator 2 into 1. This is how I'll calculate, right? Because both are same, the result will be same. But when I'm thinking about this 7c, okay, let us take anything else, 9c6, let us say. So rather than 9c6, I will think in my mind that 9c3 is also equal to this. So what is 9c3? I'll go 9, 8, 7 in the numerator and 3, 2, 1 in the denominator. That is how I'll calculate, because this is the result I'll be getting if I go by the formula also. Because what is the formula? 9 factorial by 3 factorial into 6 factorial. So what I'm doing here is I am directly cancelling this 6 factorial with what is 9 factorial. 9 factorial is essentially 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. So I am cancelling this 6 factorial here in my mind. So I am writing it directly up to 3 steps in the numerator, that is 9 into 8 into 7, and in the denominator I will be writing 3 into 2 into 1. That is how I will be taking care of these calculations. One more identity that it is an important identity that we are going to learn here. Then we will proceed to the exercise. If I write NCR plus NCR minus 1, it is going to be equal to N plus 1 CR. This is also known as Pascal's identity. Pascal's identity. Okay. So let us understand what it is. One is that you can verify this by applying the formula like this: n factorial by r factorial n minus r factorial here, and then n factorial by r minus 1 factorial and n minus r minus 1. So it will give you n minus r plus 1 factorial here. And it will come out to be equal to this expression, which is n plus 1 factorial divided by r factorial into n plus 1 minus r factorial. It should come out to be equal to this. So let us manipulate the left hand side and bring the right hand side. This can be done pretty easily. We will also understand the meaning of this identity here. So first, if we have started this, now let us prove it to be equal to this. Okay. So how do we prove it equal to this? I'll try to take some things as common. So I'll take n factorial from the numerator and this r factorial can be written as r into r minus 1 factorial, right? So if I take r minus 1 factorial outside, in the first term I'll have 1 by r here, right? Because r into r minus 1 factorial will give me r factorial here, right? This is what I'm doing. In the second term, what I've taken outside till now is this is gone outside, this is gone outside. So I'm left with this inside. Even in this, I can do it, what I can do is I can write it as n minus r plus 1, and in the next step I can write it as n minus r factorial, right? And here also I've got n minus r factorial. So I am going to take this outside. Let me take this outside. So I can write it as n minus r factorial here. Okay, now simplify this bracket. It will give me n minus r plus 1 plus r divided by r into n minus r plus 1 here. So this r will be cancelled, okay, and you will have n plus 1 in the numerator and r into n minus r plus 1 in the denominator. Now if you notice the numerators, outside the bracket in the numerator I have n factorial, and inside, now this is inside this bracket, inside the bracket I have n plus 1 in the numerator. So when these get multiplied, I will have n plus 1 factorial. And similarly, look at the denominators, r into r minus 1 factorial here, it will give me r factorial, and n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial will give me n plus 1 minus r factorial. So yes, the identity is valid, right? We have verified this by applying this formula. Another way to understand this can be, I need to select, if you look at the right hand side of the identity, I need to select r objects out of n plus 1 different objects, or r persons out of, let us say I'm selecting a team of r persons out of n plus 1 persons. Okay, let me clear the space here. So I am selecting a team of r people out of n plus 1 people. Okay, now while selecting this team, I have two options. Okay, you are present in these n plus 1 people. I've got n plus 1 people to choose from, and in these n plus 1 people you are also a person, right? So either I select you, or I don't select you. There can be two cases only, right? If you are selected, and then there can be cases when you are not selected. Now there can be nothing in common in these cases, because either you are selected or you are not. There is nothing in common that you are selected and not selected. This cannot happen simultaneously, right? Either you are selected or you are not selected. So let us say if you are selected, among these n plus 1 persons, you are also a person. Okay, so if you are selected already, then you come here. Okay, you are already selected. Now I need to choose a team of r persons. Okay, you are already selected, so now I need to choose only r minus 1 persons out of n persons. I had n plus 1, you are chosen already, now n are left to choose from, and you are chosen already, so I just need to choose r minus 1 now. That is this expression, n c r minus 1. So in this you are already chosen. Okay, now the another case, or you are chosen or you are not chosen. So when you are not chosen, then I need to choose r persons out of n persons, because you are not chosen. So out of n plus 1, your possibility or your case is already out. You are not chosen in this scenario, right? Only there can be two scenarios, either you are chosen or you are not. Either you are selected or you are not selected. So if you are selected, NCR minus 1 will be the number of cases, and if you are not selected, then what will happen is I have only n people to select from, and I need to choose r people, right? So I'll choose NCR wise. So NCR plus NCR minus 1 is going to give me the number of ways of selecting team of R people out of N plus 1 people. I hope you have understood this explanation. Now let us proceed to the questions. So the first question that I have is NC9 is equal to NC8. So obviously we said that when NCA is equal to NCB, then either A should be equal to B or A plus B should be equal to N. Now these are not equal, so their sum should be equal to N. So N is going to be equal to 17. Okay, number of ways of selecting 8 things out of 17 is equal to number of ways of rejecting 9 things out of 17. We have studied about it. NCR is equal to NCN minus R. A committee of 3 persons is to be constituted from a group of 2 men and 3 women. In how many ways can this be done? How many of these committees would consist of 1 man and 2 women? So, a committee of 3 persons is to be constituted from a group of 2 men and 3 women. 2 men and 3 women. In how many ways this can be done? So I need to select 3 persons out of these 5. Okay, and there is no restriction or there is no condition. So how many ways can I select 3 persons out of 5 will be given by 5C3. And what is 5C3? It is 5C2. Right? What is 5C2? 5 into 4 by 2 into 1. That is 10. 5C2 you can memorize also, right? Because it will be used very frequently. So there are 10 ways to select a committee of 3 persons out of a group of 5 persons. Now these 3 persons may be all women or 2 women and 1 man, any combination. Now in how many ways can this be done? This can be done in 10 ways. How many of these committees would consist of 1 man and 2 women? So if 1 man has to be there and 2 women has to be there, it can be in 1 man out of 2 men can be selected in 2C1 ways, right? And 2 women out of 3 women can be selected in 3C2 ways, right? And we have to multiply this because we have to select this man and these women. Okay, so when there is and, we multiply. So it will be equal to 2C1 is 2. 3C2 is 3C1, which is 3. So what is 3C1? 3C1 is 3. Why? Because I'll write 3 up to 1 step and 1 here. Or in other words, I'll write 3 factorial by 1 factorial into 2 factorial. So this is going to be equal to 3 into 2 into 1. So 2 into 1. So it is going to be equal to 3. So NC1 is going to be equal to N, right? So I have written 2C1 as 2 and 3C2, which is 3C2 is also equal to 3C1, right? So it is 3. And these are 6 ways I can select these committees, or out of these 10 committees, there will be 6 committees where there is 1 man and 2 women. Okay. Okay, so this will be 6. And what I notice that in previous question, this statement was we had to find NC 17, right? If we want to find NC 17 and N we have calculated as 17, so we know that 17C17 will be equal to 1, right? Number of ways of choosing 17 out of 17, it is only one way. So you have to choose all of them. Okay, so let's do this question, this example in next lecture, and in the next lecture we will complete the exercise also based on combinations.